Going down to the middle gun deck now. This is where the 32 pounders are. Okay, we're on the lower gun deck now, and these are the 32 pounders. Monsters. There's the Gear Capstan. Right, this is a uniform of the Royal Marine, and case with all these bits and pieces in it.
It fires 24-pound rounds and had a range of more than a mile.
Here we have the gallery and fire half.
Into the gun and rammed home with a
always doused before
the
going
shot
into
was
battle.
put into the gun. You can see examples of these on the rack. And a wad of junk rope rammed in to stop the shot rolling out of the gun. The 3 3/4 ton gun was then hauled out through the gun port. Using hand signal, the gun captain fully cocked the hammer ready to fire. The gun lock was operated by a long trigger line, enabling the gun captain to stand.
When the men wanted to sleep, they used to string these hammocks between the guns. There was nowhere else to sleep. And when he went into battle, these were tied at the top on deck against the sides. Here we have the blacksmith shop, and there's an oven there, which I would think would be used for heating shot. And then when you hit another ship with the heat shot, it would catch fire, unless they put it out very quickly. Here we have a demonstration of different shot and how it was put in, you see. Shot and a wad of gunpowder, and then a piece to hold it in place. But they also put these different things in: language, chain shot, and these would, when they flew through the air, would rip the other ship's rigging out. Pretty nasty. On the later ships, British ships were fitted with this flintlock, so they didn't have to use a slow match, which made, of course, the firing of the guns far more efficient, and we were able to outshoot the opposition like the French and the Spanish. Number 7, it's an original gun. As you can see, these are the tools. A rammer, a screw thing would get the bits out, and every time a gun was fired, it had to be cleaned out. Otherwise, any sparks or anything left in the gun could ignite the charge, the next charge, blow up the gun. Here we have a 24-pounder carriage gun.
Each man was issued with 8 pints of weak beer, 2 pints of wood.
Alright, we're going to the lower gun deck now.
It was always manned. Flagstones were laid.
This is the mess table, and 2 messes for 4 men, or 1 by mess for 8 men. It would have mess equipment comprise a hook pot for delivering hot food, wooden bowls for stew and oatmeal gruel, trenchers, square plates for dry foods, bread, cheese, bread barge for biscuits, spoons made from various materials, drinking vessels for either tankards or cups, and these were made of similar materials to the spoons. Right, we're going down to the orlop and the hold now. That's down again. In the hold, a bit dark, but it's got rope and all sorts of other things in here. Here's the boatswain's storeroom, and it's got all sorts of wonderful things in it. Here we have a workshop doing various work, probably the carpenter, etc. And he did all these repairs and things. Going even lower now, down into the bowels of the ship. Right, we're in the hold now. Loads of rope and other things here. All the things we needed to operate the ship. Here we are, number 9, Grand Magazine. This is where you would keep all the explosives and all the other things that powder monkeys would bring up to operate the guns, etc. Coal, there's a coal hole here, they keep coal. Here we have all the barrels of gunpowder in this section of the ship. The Grand Magazine and its associated compartments.
You are now in the Grand Magazine. Originally, this would have been entered through a single hatchway from the orlop platform above, via a complex network of passageways. The present entry has been cut through the hold's bulkheads for your access. The magazine is divided into 3 separate rooms. The palleting flat, where you are standing, the filling room, and the light room, which are in front of you. The palleting flat held 35 tons of gunpowder, stored in 784 barrels, each containing 100 pounds of powder. If ignited, this would create devastation for a distance of over 3 miles. At the Battle of Trafalgar, 7.5 tons of gunpowder were used. The barrels, banded with copper and hazel hoops to prevent sparks, were laid in tiers with hides of leather between them to prevent chafing. In battle, this room was manned by the yeomen of the powder room, 4 landsmen, and the ship's cooper, who shook down the empty casks. The complex construction of the magazine is designed to prevent explosion and to keep the powder dry. The entire construction is fastened with copper nails and bolts. All bulkheads and the underside of the deck above are lined with thin timber boards. Because the main after bulkhead is next to storerooms containing highly combustible materials, it is lined on both sides with boards covered with a thick layer of fire-retardant mortar and plaster. Although the bulkheads are lined with copper sheathing to prevent sparks, the primary purpose of the copper is to keep rats out, to prevent them spreading explosive powder to other parts of the ship. The deck of the magazine entry ladder.
We have the keel.
Powder was emptied into the large oak lead-lined bin in there.
Under there
is measured out
many
into
fathoms of
using
to the
copper
seabed.
Cartridges.
Here we are in the base of the ship, near the keel, and that's the base of the mast. Here we have spare ropes and cordage, and also spare parts. Right, yeah, on the way to the exit. This section is where the midshipmen or young gentlemen stayed, right down in the base of the ship, and they had to sleep down here and study for their future. This is a picture of the death of Nelson. Yeah. This is a carronade, £64 charge and ball in it. It's a real killer. Right, I've concluded my trip and tour of HMS Victory, and it's very, very interesting.